Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave, and happy Tuesday, everyone out there in cryptocurrency land. I'm over here in Mordor. The weather's quite great, but we got some very serious magic and money business to get into right over here right now. So let's get into the live scene, as there's been plenty of action in the overnight session. And since last we spoke, of course, the big area to be aware of, 6150. As long as we're above there, this chart can look all kinds of bullshit. But until you actually formally break it, don't want to be getting too damn bearish. Now, with that said, with the action of the last 24 hours, some not so lovely things have happened. So we spoke about this yesterday, that Bitcoin was likely to kind of come back down and take a stab towards these lows at around 6250, and it actually has done that, so nice. Well done if you took that trade. Well, there you go. I don't know if I'd still be in this, although it does still look droopy. We're death crossed on all frames up to a 3-day dildo time frame, and overall things do look like they're once again under pressure. Not like the good Ice Cube Vanilla song or whatever. Vanilla Ice. What is that his name? I don't fucking know. But overall, now kind of our resistance range is 63.30 to 63.60. So you can see us kind of like work our way down to the next range, so to say. So we were working on this range yesterday. We broke 63.30, as we said was the more likely thing to happen, and coming all the way down here to kind of base on 62.50. The reaction's been decent so far. But when you look at the 4-hour dildo time frame, I'm sure people are saying, Krown, we have bullish divergence. Can't go any lower. Well, not really. You actually don't have bullish divergence just yet. We need a turnaround dildo first things first. And with the way that all the higher time frame oscillators are looking right now, I'd say that is probably the less likely thing to happen. I'd really be waiting for confirmation on something like that first things first. Hourly over here will have some bullish divergence, so that is interesting, but has it already played out? I mean, we had to move all the way from 62.50 to 63.15. That's quite big nowadays in Bitcoin land, so you really can't expect too much. RSI is still living below the exponential right here, using it as resistance, and I do put a lot of weight on that. So again, it does look like it's under pressure. And let's see, what kind of time frame can we go up to and still find this divergence? I believe a 3-hour will show it. Yeah, a 3-hour will show it. So hey, a 3-hour is pretty damn powerful, but does look to me like it's still a little bit droopy over here. Again, I put more weight on the death cross in the higher time frames than just a 3-hour dildo, bullish divergence. When you're talking about a formation that we've been living under for the last, over 11 months now, a 3-hour divergence is not necessarily going to be the key ingredient to turn this bitch around. By the same token, I'm not necessarily convinced that we just break through 62.50 right here, right now. I think that we probably do take another stab down a little bit lower, and then maybe rally back up and fill in the space over here between 62.50 and 63.30-ish area. Again, ranges are pretty damn tight. All I'm doing is trading options. You guys have been watching this position just grow ever steadily every day. It's beautiful. That's what I love about options. I don't give a fuck about the direction. I'm completely neutral on direction. And all I have to do right here is just basically sit back and wait for time to decay. Again, if you're interested in learning how to trade options, if you're interested in learning how to do this, definitely go check out the link in the description of this video. That is my options program that I released a couple weeks ago, and man, I'm really fucking happy about it. I absolutely love it. So again, just kind of always verifying my positions, with real-time data, because I think it's really, really important, especially nowadays, that it's like the secret's been revealed with someone like Vays, that you can be an analyst on YouTube, and that's all well and good. You can have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and that's really cool. But until you actually show yourself trading, it's always going to be a question mark. So I'm always really apprehensive about these guys. Vays, you got Alessio Rastani, and these guys who have a significant amount of followers, but just always seem to be wrong. Or I do agree with Tone. The chart doesn't look good, but do you take a short blindly at 60 right here, like literally right fucking here? No, this is the area that we've been speaking about for so long, that as long as you're above 6150, it's not the time to be having a major short, because you can always, it's just an opportunity cost type thing. Again, and now I guess he doesn't even get to write out that trade, which was a very interesting trade to begin with. But hey, overall, I think that we're just gonna be filling out this area right over here. 3-hour Stokes over here, still going down, still headed south. A lot of the time when they do get in the neutral zone over here, they will kind of find a little bit of stoppage, a little bit of support. Let's go check out the 4-hour. 4-hour just getting going. So let's go to the higher time frames. 8-hour over here, losing momentum. So this is where it gets a little bit hairier, I suppose. Not like Potter. 10-hour over here, again, one that I put a lot of weight on. down, kind of losing momentum, but still crossed up. So okay, 12 over here, hinting at a cross to the downside, and daily should still be heading down. And yes, it is. So again, going over all of the oscillators and putting it together with the exponentials right here, I'd say, things don't necessarily look the most rosy of all time. I would change my short-term tune if we could close a 4-hour dildo above that last range high that we were dealing with, above this 63.60 area over here. If you could do that, then yeah, I don't think that there'd be much stopping you from this area right over here, 64.30 to about the 64.60 area right over here. And you guys can kind of see it now in real time that like we travel from different range to range, right? So we initially broke down from this range, then we head into this range right over here. We were breaking down this range, so we probably do. I think that we do take another stab down around here. There was some decent volume on this last stab down, more so than your prior red dildo party right over here. So again, I think it's a really good time to be playing defensive, not necessarily looking to buy the fucking, bottom or anything like that. I know people are talking about maximum financial opportunity. It's also maximum opportunity to get fucking wrecked right here as well. Yeah, of course, I understand that you can have stop losses and understand that I'm coming from a very, specific preference. I do this as a living. I need to make money, relatively need to make money consistently every day. So am I going to be buying here and having a stop loss at 61.50 and saying, all right, just ride it off for the next fucking year? No, that's not really my style. Of course, I'd love to accumulate when I do believe that the lows are in, but I'd rather see some actual proof first. I need to see proof, not promises. So where would that proof indeed be? Well, we kind of had like the wall of worry, so to say. So now going forward, 6,500 is going to be actually a high. So believe it or not, we're at that point now. So if you could get above there, things get a little bit more interesting. Yes, you would have some resistance right around here, 67.50, and you would have some interim on the way, but it's not as important as the 67.50 area. And then above there is where things start to get a lot more interesting. So I'd really start to reconsider these ideas if we could make a higher high above 73.50. And of course, get above the 200 simple and exponential, which is currently around 7,000 even. But again, Bitcoin's got a lot of work to do for itself over here. We are, with each and every passing day, right? It's, this overall downturn resistance line that we've been living under for the last over 11 months comes closer and closer to price action. So it becomes, theoretically easier to break, but now it's actually coming in around 6,500 even, this horizontal right here. It's even below the daily 100 exponential. This is just that, it just keeps going more and more. As it does get closer and closer to the apex. Again, I don't believe that this is a descending triangle. I also don't believe it's a falling wedge. I don't believe it's anything. It's nothing. I think that we have something completely new going on. The volume characteristics on this is not consistent with anything that I'm comfortable trading. So again, I think people trying to call it one way or the other are just, they're in for a rude awakening, that even if you do get to the apex of this thing over here, likely no direction is going to be picked, and you probably do just go sideways. If not, break it beforehand. So again, at the end of the day, I don't think that this is the time to be having those big positions until you really get some of those major levels being taken out, whether it's 61.50 or whether it's about 7,000, which 7,000 would also be above your weekly 55 exponential right over here. But I just want to kind of go over this, putting on the 10 simple over here, represented now by our red moving average. This thing's been holding Bitcoin back for the last couple months now, 2-3 months, and Bitcoin's actually finding significant resistance alongside of it now. Again, you can kind of look at your cyan line right over here, the 100 exponential as kind of your governing support, but it is getting weaker and weaker with each and every test. Each and every bounce is getting a degree weaker. This first bounce over here was about $2,000, then this one was about 1,000, then this one was about 500, then this one was about $250, and looking like it's kind of petering out right here right now. Also, the yellow 21 exponential and the green 55 exponential are gaining momentum away from each other. They are diverging. So think of a MACD histogram kind of like ticking up and up, saying that, hey, this thing is losing momentum, or sorry, it's gaining momentum and this would be in this case to the downside. We only have this cross happening one at a time in Bitcoin's over 10-year history now, and that's right over here. And a very, very similar reaction. You get the cross right over here. You even test the 21 just like we did on the Tether FUD, which we actually need to talk about today. and then you go sideways along this 100 exponential, which again, we're not doing that exactly one-to-one because that's not the way to fucking analyze these things. But we do have very similar reactions. And if we were to lose that 100 exponential, then yes, it's very likely that we will take a stab down to the 200 exponential, down around 4,000. I think it's like around 4,200 now. Yeah, about 4,200. So again, that's obviously well and far away. I don't want to make it sound like that is the one thing to be looking for right here, right now. It's not. I need to see proof of that level being taken out. And there's two things that I'd accept for a likely major downturn. Sorry if I stutter. It's really fucking embarrassing, really annoying. So I apologize about that. But hey, what would I be looking for? Well, first things first, if we could close a daily doodle below 6150, as we spoke about before, that would be scenario number one for looking for significant downside. Yes, I do think that there would be bounces along the way, 5,800, 5,500, maybe even 5,000 initially. But I think that you would make your way deep into the 4,000s over time. This is like a long time horizon. The other thing that I'd accept is this 3-day over here. Now let's go back to Bitstamp, and if we could both open and close a 3-day dildo below this purple 200 exponential right here, I would look at that as a complete signal. We have not both opened and closed a 3-day dildo below this 200 exponential ever since 2014, and we have not done it in 2018 at all whatsoever. Now this current 3-day dildo will be closing in 2 days, so it still has a lot of time to go. But if we do close below this 6307 area on Stamp, then you will have an opportunity to both open and close a 3-day dildo below it. And again, it'll be the first time, it'll be the second time in Bitcoin's history. And again, putting on the 200 simple over here, we are doing that. We are already opening and closing dildos below there, and we are using it as resistance. So someone's respecting this over here. So this one is a clear sell and a clear rejection, not only of the 200 simple, but of the 21 exponential and the 3-day dildo time frame. And again, just going back into 2014 and kind of describing why this is important. It's the bots and the algorithms. What are they programmed to do? I need to understand what side of price action are they on, and to me it looks like they're on the defense side, on the sell side. And if we do start both opening and closing dildos below the 200 exponential, you could very well have some price action like this, where you actually do head down into your final descent, and when you actually boost back above it, that would be the beginning of your bull cycle. So again, it's one of those things, perspective. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but if you do see that happen, that's what I'd be looking for, a major move down into those 4,000 levels. Maximum financial opportunity is going to be for the short side, not the fucking long side, as I think a lot of people are thinking right now. 2-day over here, 2-day still got the 2-day dildo death cross, still getting rejected from the you're not even getting rejected from the 21 exponential. You got rejected right here. You confirm the rejection right here, and then further down. Overall, 2-day Stokes over here, just crossing fresh down as well, heading back into the bearish zone into the bearish control zone is what it looks like to me. This, if you do see this one start to gain momentum and start to break below this current low over here, and again, this is very like fringe shit. This is like tertiary type shit, not primary, secondary, but tertiary type shit. If I were to see that, I would say, okay, we are very likely going to gain that momentum needed to kind of make that punch through. 3-day over here, getting fresh cross down as well. And I believe the weekly is actually crossing up right now. So fair enough, rejecting the more critical zone. So that would be a positive thing. But again, price action first. So that's why I'm saying that this is the secondary or tertiary type tool, not necessarily a primary. Putting back on the 10 simple over here and going back to the 3-day, we can see that this thing is using the 10 simple as its more primary resistance right now. Again, it's living below all major moving averages is what it looks like. It's not a pretty chart at the current moment in time. Let's go check out GBTC. How did GBTC close yesterday? And it closed, wow, big down. Whoa, what the fuck? I don't know what happened over here. That's quite nasty. Okay, so hold on. I think it's just a one-off. Yeah. Okay. So for whatever reason, there is a misprint on the daily. It's telling you that we got all the way up to $10. If you go down to the hourly, it does not look like that. We only got up to $7.80, where we had the island top that we spoke about at the end of last week. And again, that was your tell. Island top reversal, classic fucking reversal, then down, crashes through this horizontal right here. That was your next big sell signal, especially on the retest of this and the rejection of the retest. And yes, you do have support at $6.80, and as long as you're above there, it's kind of like Bitcoin above 6,100 or 6,150. It's like, okay, well, you're still above it, so don't want to get too damn bearish, but at the same point in time, Hard to get excited about this thing too. $5. Not the best close, man. Putting another hero pattern over here. Oh, hero, Mr. Bear. That kind of shit is not the best thing. Spies big down. Over here, $7 and sorry, 272.50. Jesus Christ, man, $7. Where are you getting that from, Krown? Over here, I think I'm gonna be wrong on the range for this week. I said the range was gonna be about 272 to 280 or sorry 278. Looks like we're already filling that out. I do still kind of stand by that. Yeah, I think you've seen the lows probably for the week at 272. If I don't think that you break this thing down right here, right now, just yet. Can I be wrong? Yes, absolutely. How will you know that I'm wrong? Well, if we basically just take anywhere below 272. Again, I am bearish on this one a little bit more long term, but I think it's going to take some time to play out. You got major bearish divergence on the monthly over here, and that's gonna take its pretty time. So again, it does. Wow, this does look like it wants to come lower. So I think very well. I might be wrong on this one pretty damn soon. Let's go check out Tether. Forgot to do that. Tether's been coming down steadily over the last few days. I haven't really been keeping too much track of it ever since it got back up to here about a week ago. But in the last day and a half, it's lost its value once again, going all the way down about 2.5 cents to 97.5 cents right now. Again, we're not seeing the same reaction on Bitcoin, though, now, are we? Last time we saw this, Bitcoin rallied pretty heftily. Right here, right now, Bitcoin is kind of drooping along with it. So a little bit of a change behavior and something to be aware of. Again, I don't, it's one of those things with Tether, man. It's always in the back of your mind. What the fuck's going on with that? Again, I'm not like a accounting forensic scientist or whatever the fuck that they do, whatever the IRS does. But I can look at this and I can say, all right, something weird's going on over here. You have to be asking yourself from a business standpoint, why is Tether, the company, allowing this to happen? This is their business. Why would anyone trust Tether if they know that the price of Tether can go down? Again, I understand that sometimes it goes out of whack here and there, but when it spends multiple days, not even multiple days, but multiple weeks below the dollar pegging, that's a problem, because people are going to lose faith in it. Whether it's good or not is irrelevant. If people lose faith in it, it's all the fucking same. So again, I have no comments on like Tether's good, Tether's bad. I'm not like you got fucking Bitfinex on one side and then Flibber on the other side. And Flibber, if you're listening to this, I definitely don't mean I mean that in the most lovely way possible, man. I think you're great. It's just it's like the CNN and Fox News of this, because like both are so extreme. Like one's like it's definitely terrible. It's gonna take Bitcoin to zero. The other one's like it's fine, it's good. I've seen I've seen it. But fair enough. Overall, I really need, this would make me very, very questionable if I were having my money in Tether right here, right now. So again, just by the metric of it coming down, not fucking good. Okay, let's get on over to Mr. Beaterall. How's Mr. Beaterall doing? Coming down with the rest of the market. Yep, we spoke about this. Actually, I think I was wrong on this one last night. I think I was thinking that this one would actually pop back up, but I don't know. Did I say that? I forget. Because I don't know. Yeah, I think I did say that, but what I failed to realize was it's basically going to come down with the rest of the market. And that's really what it comes down to. Whenever Bitcoin's going to move, and we said that Bitcoin was likely to kind of take another stab down lower, Mr. Beaterall is going to follow as well. And it looks to me that your next horizontal, your next kind of support is coming in around 202, about 203, a little under 203 right over here. Is that a strong support level? I mean, it's a support. We do have this guy right here that we're currently resting on, actually. Sorry, I did miss that one. Right around 206. If you do break 206, then yes, I would be looking and would be aiming my cannons towards a little under 203. I don't look at that as a strong support, though. I do believe that we did have a measure move on here yesterday. Yeah, I don't think I said that for this one. I think I got it for B Cash is one that I got it wrong on. But we do have a measure move actually pointing all the way down to about 195, the bottom side of this symmetrical triangle down around here. So again, it looks like if we do lose the daily 21 today at around 207 and 17 cents, I would be looking to be a seller on the recess of that. It just looks like it wants to come down. This looks like distribution right here. It looks like it wants to come down into the sub 200 levels once again. But that's just my opinion. again, I'd be waiting for the actual daily doodle to confirm itself. Until that actually happens, got to be careful with it. So again, at the end of the day, is looking a little bit droopy. Probably does want to join the rest of the market is what it looks like to me. Let's go check out. Let's see. Whoops. I think I just let's see. Alrighty, just got hit on a trade on my other account over there. All right, we'll get rid of that. Anyways, it's always a fun day. That's the life of a trader. Actually taking trades. Okay, Dixie over here doing exactly what we said, taking a leg up towards our next horizontal right around 97 and 77 cents. Again, that's our next resistance right here. Let's look at our oscillators. Yeah, daily Stokes just getting going over here. So this one has plenty of room to run if it wants to. Daily RSI deep into the bullish zone. I like what I see, man. I really like what I see. Overall, looks pretty damn good, man. Looks pretty damn good. When it comes down to this guy, I would also say that I would also say, you know, be aware that if you do that, or be aware that we have this major measure move actually pointing all the way up to about 103.5. Again, I don't know. I don't think that happens like right here, right now. But I mean, this is a formation that took, you know, a few months to put in, or sorry, like half a year actually to put in. So again, I think it's going to take its time. But overall, that would be where it's kind of pointing. You do have resistance along the way. Your next one would be $98.50, and above there you got about $100 even. You know, as you'd imagine, just a nice round even number. Okay, let's go back on over and check out. Let's check out Bcash over here. This one's been interesting and fun to trade recently. We got it on, let's go look at Finex. Okay, all right. Again, looking a little bit droopy to me. Looks like it wants to come lower. I think I got this one wrong yesterday. You did get a pretty bad exponential move in average cross right here, the 21 to the downside of the 55, sweeping the lows once again, and a rejection of the 4-hour 10 simple moving average over here, which is also your 100 exponential. Overall, this thing has been beat up pretty damn well, but we're not getting any sort of bullish divergence on a 4-hour over here. Do we have, what about like a 2-hour? Do we have any on a 2-hour? Not really. Yeah, no, we don't. Wow, this is pretty intense then. What about an hourly? Do we have any on an hourly? Just keep on going down until you find it. I think we did have a little bit on, yeah, we did have a little bit on an hourly, but I think that's already played up on this move over here. This was a pretty nice move from top to bottom, about a little over 8%. Yeah, that's pretty hefty, man. So yeah, overall, Mr. Bcash coming under pressure once again. Where's like the overall picture for this guy? Yeah, it could very easily bounce here. That's the thing. You know, I like how the RSI is coming back into the neutral zone. A lot of the time, it'll kind of test that area and then bounce back up. And of course, if Bitcoin's going to bounce here as well, which it looks like it is, then this thing probably catches a little bit of wind. But overall, it does look droopy. It does look like it wants to come down. You know, there are a significant amount of shorts on this thing right now. So there certainly is opportunity for a trap area. But I'd say as long as you're below 545. I'd be really fucking careful with this thing, man. I'd be really fucking careful with this thing. Yes, you do have support right around your prior low, 503, but I think at some point in time, you're going to come back down and test this 475 area. I think that is where this thing's likely to go. In the more immediate time frames, you know, when I'm looking for a rally over here, I don't see the bullish divergence on a higher time frame that I need to see in order to be confident in that. So that's why I'm not necessarily looking at this and saying I think it's going to come back to 545. It would be suggesting that it actually comes lower first. It would actually be suggesting that it comes lower first. So again, this one's event driven. You have to be aware of that. So, you know, one of those things. But overall, I'd be looking at this guy, and I mean, honestly, probably not trading it right now because the event is in a couple days. You guys know how the events goes. Okay, let's go back onto Bitcoin, and we'll kind of wrap this bitch up, as we are kind of we are actually seeing a little bit of movement right now. Yeah, hourly's popping back up, testing the 10 simple right over here. Technically, you would have a horizontal right around 6,300. I don't have it drawn in there just because there's just too fucking many now. Overall, though, you know, to me, it just looks like we're filling out another range is really all we're doing. Could this be the 3 drives that I'm looking for? Well, If we do stop here, if you do put some sort of a reversal-ish type dildo in the next 2 minutes, which this one actually closes in on, perhaps you could play that out as divergence, and I would be looking for a pop into this region right over here around 63.30-ish area. By the same token, a lot of bad moving average cross over here. Your 4-hour Stokes did just cross to the downside. I would be, again, very, 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 very careful with just about anything in this market right now. Feels like everything just feels kind of weak right now. But hey, that's what I'd be looking for. By the same token, 62.50. I don't think that you break that right here, right now. I think if you come back down there, you probably do bounce off it, and then we'll get a rally. That's what I think's that's what I feel is a little bit more likely. But again, have to go with price action. I would change my tune on this if you got back above 63.30. I think that it would be very likely that you do break back above 63.60 in that case, and have a nice run to 64.30-ish area. But again, this is getting like a little bit too convoluted now, so it's just so tight. We're at that area. We're at that time in the market cycle where that's just a story of it. That's just a fucking story of it. I'm sure some people are calling this a head and shoulders over here. I mean, sometimes you do get head and shoulders continuations patterns. It's possible. It's not very often that you get them. But if you were looking at this as some sort of a continuation head and shoulders, then I'm guessing you'd be looking at it. You'd be making a measure move, something like this. And I'm just kind of eyeballing this one out, and that actually be pointing you down towards about 6,100. So again, be aware of these sorts of things. I'd be looking at Bitcoin first, kind of denote the moves. This thing is still running the market with Bcash kind of letting go of the reins, what it looks like. So that's going to do it for this morning. Hope this one finds you well. I'll be back on later with a nice live stream action for you all. And I look forward to seeing you guys. So take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Later.